this type of injury, like you don't know when I wake up, I'll feel, different than the day before. And
this is the first time we heard from Caitlin since the team announced on Memorial Day she was dealing with a left quad strain. She would be out for at least 2 weeks.
We were told that Clark was not seen in the open portion of practice by reporters who are on the ground there.
Just watch and absorb it, and it's the same when, I'm not active too.
This wasn't supposed to happen. The face of women's basketball suddenly gone. And now, the WNBA is facing a reality it tried to ignore. After weeks of silence, Caitlin Clark has finally spoken. And her update? It's not what the league or fans wanted to hear. Because this isn't just about an injury anymore. This is about a system, a league, and a growing storm that's exposing everything behind the scenes. What really happened to Caitlin Clark, why fans are turning on the WNBA, and how one injury may have just shaken the entire league to its core. Stay with us, because this story gets bigger fast.
We'll see. It could be a possibility, but I could also not be available for that game too. I think just having good perspective is the best way to approach it. Like, yeah, you can be frustrated and whatnot, but, I think the medical team has done a really good job of,
It all started on May 25th, a high-stakes matchup against the defending champions, the New York Liberty. In the middle of the action,
Clark goes down,
grabbing her left quad. At first, it didn't seem catastrophic, but behind the scenes, it was already more serious than expected. By Memorial Day, the Indiana Fever confirmed it. A left quad strain, out for at least 2 weeks. But here's where things start to get interesting. This wasn't her first issue with that same leg. Clark had already dealt with quad tightness earlier in the preseason, meaning this injury could be part of a bigger problem.
Yeah, I'll be reevaluated this weekend, so I'll miss this weekend's game. But after that, it's, day by day and see how I feel and just kind of turn to the medical staff and what they think.
Then came the moment everyone was waiting for. Caitlin Clark finally spoke, day by day. Not a return date, not a timeline, just uncertainty. And when asked about coming back soon, she didn't promise anything. That hesitation? It sent shockwaves through the league. Because for the first time, it became real. Caitlin Clark isn't rushing back. And suddenly, everything starts to unravel.
I think the medical team has done a really good job of, doing my rehab every single day, staying in a routine, coming in, getting shots up. But more than anything, I think just focusing on being a really good teammate, being there for my teammates, being a voice for them.
The impact was immediate and brutal. The June 7th matchup against the Chicago Sky, once one of the most anticipated games of the season, collapsed overnight. Ticket prices? From over $80 down to just $14. Fans canceled trips. Hotels saw refunds. Entire arenas suddenly quiet. This wasn't just a dip. It was a warning sign. Because without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA wasn't just missing a player. It was missing its biggest draw.
We've been told so far by the team is that this is actually an injury that was separate from the quad tightness issue, as Caitlin Clark described it earlier in the preseason, that she dealt with before. So it's a little bit of interesting situation given that it was the same leg.
Then came the backlash. Fans didn't stay quiet. They went nuclear. Social media exploded with frustration, calling out the league for failing to protect its biggest star. One viral post read, "Why support a league that can't protect its brightest player?" And thousands agreed. This wasn't just about Clark anymore. It was about accountability, missed calls, physical play, and a growing belief that the league let things go too far.
Now, Caitlin was asked when she's expected to come back. She told us she would be reevaluated after the weekend. After that, it would be day by day. The Fever are on the road for 2 road games before coming back to Gainbridge Fieldhouse next Saturday.
But underneath all of this, there's a deeper issue. The WNBA built its momentum around one player, one face, one superstar. And when that star goes down, everything else starts to fade. The Fever struggled without her, going 1-2 during her absence. And even wins felt incomplete. Because this league, whether it admits it or not, runs on the Clark effect.
Caitlin telling us she's been a connector between her coaches and teammates. They've gone 1-2 without her, and they'll be without her again this weekend.
Add in the rivalries, the intensity, the physical style of play, and the pressure only grows. Clark has taken hits all season. hard ones. And fans have noticed. The debate? Has the league allowed things to get too physical? Or is this just part of the game? Either way, the spotlight is now brighter than ever.
So I think that's just kind of been the time for me to really find some patience, and I've never been a patient person my entire life, so this has definitely tested me a little bit, but I think it's going to be really good for me. And like I said, I've just tried to approach it in the best way I possibly can. I can't change it. And
So, what is Caitlin Clark doing now? She's not disappearing. She's adapting. Even off the court, she's still leading, still present, still the center of attention. But make no mistake, she's being careful. Because this isn't just about one game. It's about her career.
The girl is spectacular. It's not like she's not a scrub. She's not only can play, she's a star caliber player who draws this attention.
This could be a turning point for Caitlin Clark and for the WNBA. Fans are demanding change, better protection, better officiating, better balance across the league. Because right now, the message is clear. If your entire system depends on one player, what happens when she's gone?
When a player is injured, if the other team knows that a player is injured, they will go at that player.
This could be a turning point for Caitlin Clark and for the WNBA. Fans are demanding change, better protection, better officiating, better balance across the league. Because right now, the message is clear. If your entire system depends on one player, what happens when she's gone?
focusing on being a really good teammate, being there for my teammates, being a voice for them, because that's what I am when I'm playing. So you got to still be that consistent voice when I'm sitting on the bench. So I try to do that as much as I can for them. And just try to be there for them, I think, has been my focus.
Caitlin Clark will be reevaluated soon, but her return? Still uncertain. And until then, the league waits, fans watch, and the pressure keeps building. Because this story is far from over. And when she comes back, everything could change again.
Everything that you guys told us during the offseason about playing quick, playing with pace, pushing the ball up the court, everyone run, they weren't doing that, especially in the last.
What do you think? Is the WNBA failing its biggest star? Or is this just part of the game? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe for the next update.
But for the Fever, one thing to keep in mind is that this is a sort of situation where the next 2 weeks, luckily for them, the schedule is a little bit playing the Chicago Sky, the Connecticut Sun, who haven't won yet. So they are trying to hold down the fort for now, while Caitlin Clark will be out.
Caitlin Clark's latest injury update has sent shockwaves far beyond just one team or one game. It has exposed a deeper tension within the WNBA that can no longer be ignored. What initially appeared to be a routine quad strain has now evolved into a moment of uncertainty, not only for Clark's return timeline, but for the league's stability itself. When Clark addressed the media, her tone was calm but revealing.
Were commenting that she was sick. You could hear it in her voice that she was sick. It seems like at this point, this is the reason why we haven't seen Caitlin at 100%. We haven't seen her as quick as we saw her last season.
The injury itself dates back to May 25th, during a high-intensity matchup against the New York Liberty. Clark went down clutching her left quad, and while the play didn't initially seem catastrophic, the aftermath told a different story. By Memorial Day, the Indiana Fever confirmed she would be sidelined for at least 2 weeks. However, what raised eyebrows was the revelation that this was not an isolated issue.
Covers up a lot of stuff when you're in the heat of battle, and after the game I had some pain and then got an MRI, and that kind of gave me the result that I didn't want to see, but those type of things don't lie, so yeah.
Clark's update, though measured and professional, triggered a wave of reactions across the basketball world. Her refusal to rush back highlighted a growing awareness among athletes about prioritizing long-term health over immediate pressure. She openly acknowledged her frustration, but also stressed the importance of trusting the medical staff and staying patient, something she admitted does not come naturally to her. That honesty resonated with fans, but it also underscored a harsh reality. The league cannot rely on one player to carry its momentum. Clark's absence has made it clear just how much attention, revenue, and energy she brings to the game. Without her on the court, the drop in engagement has been impossible to ignore.
think that it's going to be longer than 2 weeks. With them saying a minimum of 2 weeks, I feel like that's kind of just giving us breadcrumbs, just giving us enough information. And I actually don't think that they're going to give more for the sake of Caitlyn.
The numbers tell part of the story, but the atmosphere tells even more. Games that were once sold as must-watch events suddenly lost their appeal. Ticket prices dropped significantly, and in some cases, fans even canceled travel plans altogether. The highly anticipated matchup against the Chicago Sky, which was expected to draw massive attention, quickly lost its shine when Clark's absence was confirmed. This kind of reaction goes beyond normal fan disappointment. It reflects how deeply her presence influences the league's visibility. When one player's absence can shift attendance, pricing, and overall excitement so dramatically, it reveals a level of dependency that is both powerful and risky.
We haven't seen her as quick as we saw her last season. If you have something going on in your legs, like your legs are actually a huge part of your shooting mechanics, something was thrown off. So if that part of her body was thrown off, it probably threw off the entire mechanic.
At the same time, social media has become a battleground for frustrated fans demanding accountability. Hashtags calling for better player protection and improved officiating have gained traction, with many pointing out the physical nature of games involving Clark. Throughout her career, she has faced
Clark has been taking a beating for the last year and a half, and it quickly got physical early in this season, man. There was a lot of games.
Despite all the noise, Clark herself has remained focused and composed. Even while sidelined, she continues to support her teammates, attend practices, and maintain her leadership role from the bench. Her comments about being a voice for the team reflect a maturity that goes beyond her years. She understands that her impact is not